With entire television shows dedicated to catching cheaters in action, it's obvious that we often have a morbid curiosity concerning stories of infidelity. No wonder, then, that a short story like The Lady with the Dog would become one of Chekhov's most famous and widely circulated works. Often revered for his mastery of the form, Chekhov fills this short story with non-stop intrigue as he tells the tale of the habitually unfaithful Dmitry Gurov and his pursuit of Anna Sergeyevna. After encountering the young married woman in the seaside resort of Yalta, Gurov successfully pursues and seduces her, as he has so many other women before. However, he soon realizes that his relationship with Anna is different from any he's had before. With Anna feeling guilty and vulnerable following their first sexual encounter, Gurov's attitude toward her and their developing relationship begins to soften. Dmitry begins to realize that he has genuine feelings for Anna like he's had for no other woman before. Even after the two part ways and he's back home in Moscow, he can't get her off his mind, eventually even venturing to her hometown to see her. After surprising Anna at a theater production that her husband also attends, Gurov discovers that she's just as enamored with him. Nevertheless, she begs him to return to Moscow, where she promises she'll visit, claiming that she's seeing a doctor there. Anna follows through, but after a few visits, the charade is beginning to weigh on her. As the story ends, the couple's issue is never fully resolved. Rather, they come to the realization that their relationship has a long road ahead of it. You might be unfamiliar with Sir Walter Scott or his epic poem, Marmion, but you've probably heard this famous quote from it. "Oh, what a tangled web we weave, when first we practice to deceive." In The Lady with the Dog, Dmitry and Anna weave their own tangled webs to cover their affair, and the difficulties of such deception are what form the story's main thematic focus. For Gurov, this sort of dishonesty is commonplace. He admits early in the story that he had begun being unfaithful to his wife long ago, had been unfaithful to her often. However, despite Dmitry's comfort level with deception, he runs into a problem, since Anna clearly takes issue with the practice. Racked with guilt, but also by her own desire to find happiness, Anna eventually plays her own role in the ruse, feigning a medical condition as an excuse to visit Moscow. However, as the story ends, it's evident that the weight of their deception is still heavy on Anna, leading both to realize just how difficult false acts performed, even in the name of true love, can be. From fairy tales to Hollywood blockbusters, overly romanticized tales of instant love have often hidden the fact that happily ever after doesn't just happen. While it's true that people sometimes just click, there's also evidence that some of the happiest relationships take some of the hardest work. In the case of Dmitry and Anna, though, their own deception is the cause for all their hard work. Or is it really? As Gurov is preparing to see Anna, in the story's final passages, he reflects on his two lives, one open, exactly like the lives of his friends and acquaintances, and another life running its course in secret. Considering how comfortable Dmitry seems to be with deception, we might not think this is a problem for him. We also learn, though, that the only time he's sincere and does not deceive himself is when he's leading this secret life. So why does he continue to lead a visible life that's only a ruse to himself and others? We might think at first that it's for his wife's benefit. However, Dmitry clearly displays contempt for her, really for all women, considering he initially views them as the lower race. Perhaps Gurov maintains secrecy out of gentlemanly respect towards Anna's husband? Possibly, but only if it weren't for the fact that her husband already did not believe her when it came to the stories of her doctor visits. What would possess them, then, to keep their charade going? To answer that, we can start by returning to Dmitry's observation on his two lives. The one that's open for all to see, he notes, is exactly like the lives of his friends and acquaintances. Earlier in the story, Gurov also notices that, in Moscow, every intimacy inevitably grows into a regular problem of extreme intricacy. When we examine these statements together, we see that the real reason Dmitry and Anna have to continue hiding their love is because it's what everyone in polite society expects them to do. Even today, divorcing their respective partners and pursuing an open life together would probably bring the couple censure from one corner of society or another. So, just imagine how cultured socialites of the late 19th century would have reacted. Anna and Dmitri may have reached a point in their relationship where they can at least start to be honest with one another. However, given the restrictions of the day's social order, even more hard work has to go into keeping their true love a secret. Anton Chekhov's The Lady with the Dog focuses on Dmitri and Anna as they struggle with the difficulties of deception, the story's primary theme, to cover their crime of infidelity. Having been unfaithful for some time, Dmitri is much more experienced in deception than Anna, who's tormented by the lie of her doctor visits in Moscow when she goes to see her lover. Undoubtedly, the two would love to be free to share their relationship with the world, but ultimately, society decides for them that their relationship must be kept a secret.